What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back on another post-game recap as the Lakers fall to the Sacramento Kings 136 to, what was the final score? I think it was 112. Yes, 136 to 122. Not a very good defensive display by the Lakers here. Once again, allowing the Kings to get 136 points on us. It's not going to get the job done. However, this is one of those games where I'm going to give them a pass because they're clearly just trying to get their shooting back together. And they did a good job of that, especially in the first quarter, hitting, 9 threes in the first quarter. So they're just trying to get their shooting right. However, defensively, they continue to struggle even with whacker teams. And it's tough. It's tough. However, I'm not going to overreact on this game. Just one game. We didn't play most of our starters. And now is officially time to get down to the nitty gritty. We're going to go into the playoffs. Forget about the record. We won the West. And we're the only team that doesn't have an opponent as of right now. We're still waiting for not just the seeding games, but we're waiting for the play-in. We're still going to have to wait for them to make the play-in tournament and then play in. So we don't know. Right now, there's a couple of scenarios. I'm not going to drop the playoff video till the Lakers officially have an opponent. So I will be dropping a live reaction and predictions video to the playoffs matchups as soon as we get the Lakers matchup. So that could come anytime this weekend. Maybe even as soon as by the start of tomorrow. Who knows? But a lot of stuff has to happen, guys. A lot of stuff has to happen for us to know who our opponent is. Now, I'm going to tell you guys some of the playoff scenarios that could happen, not just in the West, but in the East. Let's start with the Miami Heat. They will be seeded 4 if they beat the Pacers tomorrow, or they will be seeded 5 if the Heat lose the Pacers. So there's that. You have Indiana will be seeded the same thing, 4th if they beat the Heat, or 5th if they lose to the Heat. So that's still pending. And then we got Houston will be seeded number 4 if the Rockets win and the Thunder lose, or if the Rockets and the Thunder lose and the Jazz win. So that's kind of complicated. And then the Rockets will be seeded number 5 if the Thunder win or the Rockets and the Jazz lose, which really doesn't matter. They're going to play each other. The Thunder versus the Rockets, home court doesn't really matter. All that matters is which side of the bracket they're going to go on. So, who will the Lakers face in the second round? So that matters. Same thing for Oklahoma City. Portland, here's where it gets interesting. Portland will be seeded number 8 if the Blazers win or if the Grizzlies, Suns, and Spurs lose. Or they will be number 9 if the Blazers lose by any 2 of the Grizzlies, Suns, or Spurs. They will be eliminated. The Portland will be eliminated if the Blazers lose and wins by any of the 2 of the Grizzlies, Suns, and Spurs. So there's still a chance that we may not even see Portland in the first round. They still have a shot at being eliminated. So a slim chance. Obviously, their fate is in their own hands. So that's a good thing on their part. But nobody should be scared of Portland. Y'all tripping, man. Y'all must not have paid attention to enough Laker basketball this season. Look, I think the Lakers took their foot off the gas as soon as they won first place in the Western Conference. However, the only thing to be concerned about is A, the bad habits, slow starts, and B, the defense, especially around the perimeter. So, again, I got my money on the Lakers all day. Damian is impressive. He's been killing it. Mamba mentality, one of my favorite players. But is Damian going to stop LeBron? I think not. Is Carmelo going to stop LeBron? Hell no. What about Anthony Davis? Who's stopping him? Don't tell me Hassan Whiteside stands a chance or the other guy, Nurkic. Nah, man. Let's stop it. Doesn't matter. Allen Iverson can only get one game versus that Laker team, so it doesn't matter how he's playing. Bottom line is Rondo's on his way back. He's already in the bubble, and he's going to quarantine for about 4 days. So he's back sooner rather than later, which is good for our bench. If he goes to the bench, he'll get the offensive tempo flowing and maybe the ball spread around a little bit more. Good thing about today's game, even though it was a sloppy, ugly defensive game, is that our guys got going offensively, Dion Waiters especially. And I'm not going to lie, in the fourth quarter, that THT kid looks extremely good. Now, he was sloppy throughout the game. You can tell he was overthinking things. But once he got comfortable by fourth quarter time, he made some nice defensive plays and some really nice offensive plays. He's a slasher for sure. So that was nice to see there. I'll take a couple questions. How y'all feeling about these seeding games? Y'all worried? He said we should beat Portland because we got a better team. Obviously, exactly, Devontae. However, some people are prisoners of the moment and they listen to whatever ESPN says. So if ESPN says Portland is a favorite, people, they're like zombies. They're going to gravitate towards whatever ESPN says. Are you going to watch the play-in tournament on Saturday? Absolutely. Not just the play-in tournament, but we also got the UFC, man. UFC main event coming up That's going to be exciting on Saturday as well. But yes, I will be tuning in. Dan, Westbrook is out for the first round. By the way, I'm not going to talk about matchups right now because I have a whole video waiting for that with my predictions, but that's going to be a great series. Hopefully Westbrook gets to come back because he'll be facing his old team if he does. And if he doesn't, then I expect the Thunder to win. That's my only prediction I'm giving out today. He said, guys, Lakers will sweep the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, I do expect that to be a 5 or 6 game series, to be honest with you, because Portland is tough. But I definitely expect us to win. Dan, Ticket said Lakers are in trouble. Well, good for Ticket, man. He's I don't want to talk about anybody else. You know, everybody has their own opinion. However, I'm telling you my opinion right here. I'm telling you that the Lakers, if the Lakers are in trouble, it's not going to be in the first round. I promise you that. Now, we did develop some bad habits and stuff that I do concern myself with, but I'm not worried about any of the first round matches. They're struggling to get into the 8th seed. We won the West. I mean, can you see the disparity there? You got to open your eyes and not be a prisoner of the moment, bro, because I'm telling you this right now. The Lakers are too much firepower. And you can even tell LeBron wasn't even trying today, which tells me they probably weren't trying the last couple of games because they don't want to get injured. Now that the playoffs have commenced, bow down to the king, man, because you're going to see the real LeBron James. You're going to see the real Anthony Davis. Now we can start critiquing. If they have bad games, no excuses. No more, oh, they're saving it for the playoffs. This is where it all goes down, man. End of the regular season, I'm going to give the Lakers a grade right now. Overall, they did really good. They won the West. We battled through injuries, and we battled through this basketball hiatus crap. So I give them an A. I'm going to give them an A. I'm not going to give them the plus because defensively we are still lacking, and we struggle a little bit with the shooting. But throughout the course of the year as a whole, they get an A from me, especially during the circumstances, man, with the whole Kobe, incident. May God rest his soul. And then obviously, the recent, stuff that's gone on around the world. You got to give them an A. They still finished number 1 in the West, and they still battled through injuries, battled through criticism. Remember, there was some analyst in ESPN, and I kept the receipts, that were saying that the Lakers aren't even going to be a top 6 team in the West. There's one analyst, I forgot his name, but he had the Lakers not even making the playoffs. Ridiculous. And they all had the Clippers at number 1, so their predictions were wrong. And the Lakers made sure of that. So you have to give them an A just on that alone, based off of that alone. He said Lakers defense sucks. Now, we didn't have a regular rotation today, but yes, we do have to tweak our defense, especially if we're going to face Portland or Phoenix. Because Phoenix, they also have good shooters. Obviously, Devin Booker's there. They got a couple other guys. So we're going to have to tweak our defense and make sure that we lock in. And communications can be key come playoff time, right? Communicate. You have to communicate, make sure that everybody's switching properly. If the man helps the man, the other person's man has to help that man's man. If that makes sense to you guys. I know it's kind of a twister, but everybody has to help out, and you have to keep rotating till you force a bad shot or the shot clock expires. So that has to be the concept moving forward. Now, everybody's healthy, it looks like. So that's the good news, other than Rondo, obviously. But everybody that played in the bubble seems to be healthy. So that's awesome news. So we're heading into the playoffs healthy and ready for battle. Hey, Steven Scott, I appreciate you, bro. He said, Dan, I hate we lost some of our games, but the good thing, most of the guys are healthy. Go Laker Nation. Right on time, brother. Appreciate you. Yes, we're healthy, we're ready, and hopefully we're locked in. Now, we didn't have the best showing in the bubble, to be honest with you, but neither did the Clippers, neither did the Bucks, neither did a lot of teams. A lot of teams lost games they shouldn't have lost, which is okay because we knocked off rust and we are healthy. So that's the bottom line. Now, again, the things that concern me are there. But we are a deep enough team that we can overcome these things. I believe this team is still a heavy favorite to win the championship. I still don't see anybody in the West or East that can stop the Lakers in a 7-game series. Now, remember, people are basing their predictions off of games we've lost this year or even in the bubble. Well, I'm here to tell you that the playoffs are completely different. Now, I know a lot of you guys forgot what those look like because we haven't been there in 6-7 years. However, the playoffs, everything slows down. So it's crucial that you have superstars that can get past defenses once they start locking in and taking away certain strengths from players. This is where LeBron and AD are going to come in the clutch. Same thing with Kuz, man. He's going to be able to stretch the floor for us. Now, we don't know if Vogel's going to start Kuz or not. Right now, it's not looking very likely. Based off of his recent comments, he said Danny Green was most likely going to stay the starter. So, more likely, no. We're not going to see Kuz start. However, is he going to get starter minutes? Is he going to close out games? Absolutely. He has earned the trust from coach. And I would like for him to eventually start. If it ain't in the first round, maybe by the second round. But Vogel's going to have to make these adjustments. And this is why we pay him the big bucks. These are hard decisions. How do you take out a vet but let the vet keep his confidence and show the vet that you're still confident in him? These are problems for Frank Vogel to power through. So I'm excited. Am I afraid? I'm not afraid of nobody. I'm very confident in my team, man. Even if we had the Boston Celtics in the first round, who are a very formidable opponent this year, I still wouldn't be afraid. You know, hypothetically speaking, let's say they would have mixed up the playoff formats and you could face the East in the first round. No matter who we face, Milwaukee in the first round, I don't care. We're going to power through any team. If we're the champions, we have to earn it from the start. So bring on Portland. And by the way, Portland just lost. Well, they didn't lose, but CJ McCollum hasn't been the same because he's playing through back injuries. So, I mean, I don't understand why people are scared of Portland. Yes, we respect Damian Lillard, but even the great Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, couldn't make it far by himself when he had Kwame and Smush Parker. It takes a whole team, guys. And I'm not saying Portland doesn't have a good team. They have a decent team. They definitely a good team. But they don't have the team we have. And this is where the playoffs is exactly in a 7-game series, like I mentioned earlier. When you start taking away people's strengths, that's when superstars prevail. Carmelo has never been successful in the playoffs. All right? Because when you take away his offensive game, what else is he going to give you? Is he going to rebound? Is he going to play defense? As so far in his career, no. Now, I know he's having a great season. I don't mean to knock him down, but I'm just saying he's not proven in the playoffs. Damian Lillard is the clutchest player they have. If we take the ball out of his hands early, which is what I expect Frank Vogel to do, then we shouldn't have a problem with the Portland Trailblazers. This should be a 5 or 6 game at worst. If it goes to 7, I'll be very disappointed. But 5 or 6 game at worst. All right. If it's Phoenix, that's a 4-game sweep, man. They get lucky if they get 1. 5 game at worst. Even though they've been playing hot, when you play the Lakers, it's different, man. We're going to lock in on Devin Booker. We're going to make sure we get the ball out of his hands as well. Who else is going to carry them? DeAndre Ayton? Nah, he's a rookie. Even though he's good again. Nurkic is solid, but Nurkic is not an offensive juggernaut. Is he crafty? Can he finish in the paint? Yes. Can he drop a big night for you? Yes. Can he do it for 7 games? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We don't even know who we're playing yet. Exactly. So I'm not really going to get too much into this right now. Like I said, I got a whole video for you guys with playoff predictions and matchups, and we're going to break down everything starting from the East to the West. So it'll be fun. That's probably going to come to you guys either Friday or Saturday whenever we determine who the Lakers are playing. Maybe even as soon as Sunday. I don't know. Whenever they do this final play-in game, and then we have the actual official matchups, I will be coming with the official video. Obviously, we have most matchups already, but I don't want to leave the Lakers out. I don't want to stop from breaking them down. So my man said, brother, last time the Lakers were in the playoffs, Xbox One and PS4 got released. Now they're in the playoffs and PS5 and Xbox Series X are being released this year. It's a sign, man. It's a sign. It was about damn time. DTLF, you should go back to your old LA background. Yeah, it was super wrinkly, man. I couldn't get the wrinkles out. So, I mean, I still have it, but it's kind of sloppy, bro. I do have a green screen I'm about to get, and I'll be making more different types of videos. However, for the live streams, y'all get the living room, man. Y'all get the living room. But y'all see the other screen I had over there? It's over there in the back. He said, all we need to do is put Kuzma on Damian. He will slow him down. Now, it's going to be tough for anybody to stop Damian. He's on a tear, especially when he's upset. And, again, he has Mamba mentality because y'all remember the last player that used to ball out when he was mad? It was the Bean, man, Kobe Bryant. As Stu Lance would always say, a mad player is a bad player with the exception of Kobe Bryant. Well, now that same exception applies to Damian Lillard because y'all seen this last week they pissed him off, and he's just a firecracker. He went off. So he said, hey, Dan, how come you moved your stream from your room to your living room? More space, man, and that way, I could give my lady some privacy in her room, when I'm doing my live stream. So, more space. That's all it is. Mavericks or Clippers? Mavericks or Clippers? I want the Mavericks to win. And if Doncic and Porzingis show up, however, they're unproven players. And as long as the Clippers have Kawhi, they're going to be the favorite. However, I do believe the Mavericks will put up a fight, take them to 6 or 7. I'm happy with that. That way, the next round, the next team is ready and prepared and hopefully knocks off the Clippers. But I would love for the Clippers to get knocked off in the first round. I think the Mavericks have what it takes. However, they just don't have the experience. Now, I hope that they can, prevail even with the lack of experience. But we'll see. We'll see. Depends how they're officiating that series, because let's be real, Luka Doncic is a flopper. So if he gets all his calls, he may be able to dictate the tempo, and they may have more success in that series. However, if they officiate like old school playoffs where they let a lot of stuff go, then I think Doncic is going to have some trouble, because we all know, everybody knows that the Clippers are a dirty team. That Patrick Beverley's going to put his hands on you. Paul George is going to get away with some hacking here and there, and Kawhi Leonard got them sticky fingers, them freaking 9-inch nails. So everybody knows that the Clippers would get away with a lot of hacking. Now, like I said, if the NBA goes soft and like the regular season and allows players like James Harden and Luka Doncic to prevail, then watch out, because Doncic is very crafty and he gets there. He said, Dan, Laker jacket playoffs. Yes, but I'm only whipping them out during crucial games. I don't want to wear out the jacket. So let's just say for some reason we go down in a playoff series, that's when I'll start using my jacket. If we're up, I'm confident and my team will get the job done. If it's a knockout game, then maybe I might consider wearing it. But I'm going to let you guys vote on that. You already know. He said, put Kuz on Dame. He said, Dan, Stike versus DC. I'm a Daniel Cormier fan, man. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I like him, man. And he's from, Southern California, so I root for my Southern California guys. I really like Cormier, and I hope that he's able to, get his title back. He said, wear it for game 1. I'll have you guys vote on that. I'm either going to wear it for game 1 or game 3. So I'm going to let you guys vote. If you guys want me game 1 or game 3, it'll be on Twitter. It'll be on a poll here. It'll be everywhere. So you guys will vote as soon as we find out who our opponent is. Now, if it's the Suns, I don't even think I'll be throwing on the jacket the whole series long. Yes, Devin Booker's a beast. But come on, man. We got 2 of the best beasts in the West. So we're going to feast on the Suns. If the Suns make it, I think it's easy. I think it's easy, man. It looks like the Clippers are going to face the Nuggets in the second round. That'll be great. That will be amazing. Amazing. Because I think the Nuggets actually have what it takes to knock off the Clippers. And again, rewrite history. Clippers championship favorites in everybody's book and out in the second round. That would be just, I'm going to play the little sad tiny violin for them. I'm just going to make so much fun. Hey, thank you, Bubba. I appreciate you, bro. He said, Talon played good, Dan. I love that kid, man. Talon is, all pun intended, talented. Like, the kid is the truth, man. We got another diamond in the rough late in the first round. Was it first round or second round pick? I already forgot. But again, it feels like 2 seasons ago. But yeah, we got him late in the draft, and it just feels great, man, to get these picks and continue to stockpile young talent. We might have another impact player like Kuz late in the first or second round, whenever it was. We might have another one. So he said, Dan, I ain't afraid of the Blazers. I would give them 5 at most 6 games. Lillard can't score the ball all the time for them. Exactly. And he's going to wear out. Let's say Damian Lillard comes out hot first game and they, for some miracle, take it. You think he's going to have the same energy second and third and fourth game? Nah, man, because the defense is going to start clamping up. Now, even at LeBron's age, you see that he's capable. So don't be surprised if you see LeBron switch out there. Now, I don't want LeBron on him for the majority of the series because you risk injury at his age. You want to keep the mileage down, especially in the first round. However, if he needs to in crucial possessions, we've seen what LeBron's capable of. He shut down Kawhi. He shut down Paul George. He shut down some of the better offensive players in this league. So that tells you that he's very capable. And not just that, Anthony Davis could switch 1 through 5. If he needs to guard him for a possession or 2, have no doubt that Anthony Davis is a defensive player of the year, and he can definitely do some stuff. He said, Dan, change it to Fanat. My bad, bro. Again, the typos. I apologize. I will. I got you. He said, nobody talking about CJ fractured back. That's huge, but everyone's still on the Blazers bandwagon. You know what, Edwin? That's because everybody hates the Lakers. Everybody who's not a Laker fan hates the Lakers, man. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they're going to root for whoever's facing us. It could have been anybody facing us in the first round. They would have been the favorites because they're favored by the media. They want to see, it's good for ratings for everybody to talk bad about the Lakers because, excuse me, we are the most beloved franchise and the most hated. So we're the most polarizing team in the NBA. And that's because we have the biggest and best fan base around the world, rightfully so. And we also have the most hate around the world because we dominated every single franchise in the history book. So he said, defense overall in the bubble is bad because no pressure like Summer League. That's true. But in the playoffs, expect that to ramp up. I think Frank Vogel's going to basically chew somebody's head off if they don't play defense. If they play the same type of defense, expect their minutes to get cut. And that's when it really hurts. Because, see, Dion Waiters will be okay getting benched here in the bubble, but will he have the same attitude in the playoffs, right? And that's going to be crucial. So my advice to all the players is y'all better lock in if y'all want heavy minutes for Frank Vogel, because Frank Vogel is a defensive-minded coach. And that's the reason you're seeing Talon Horton-Tucker, a rookie, get some playing time, because he plays some really good defense. Now, at times he gets caught making rookie mistakes, going under screens and stuff. But at the end of the day, look, man, he's a rookie, and he's shown me some stuff on both ends of the floor. So very excited for him. He says, Suns versus Mavs is just starting. Peace, Dan. All right, for sure, bro. I'm going to get off in a little bit, too. I have to go run some errands. But I'll take a couple questions, man. Last game of the season, again, the grade is an A for me for the overall team. Frank Vogel gets an A as well. They don't get the plus simply because the defense has been spotty. But, overall, they've been dominating throughout the course of the year. He said, you can hate us now, but you can't hate us now. That's funny. You quoted the song? He said, yo, Slippers will lose in the second round. I promise you most of the Slipper team don't have championship DNA. I agree, and I can't wait. I can't wait, man. Love you too, Chris. Love you too, bro. He said, Dan, remember that 2 years ago AD swept the Blazers? I almost forgot. But, yeah, I'm telling you guys, Anthony Davis has another gear he's going to kick it up to. Same thing with LeBron. And let's see what Kuzma's made of. This is what I really want to see, man. My boy Kuz, let's see what he's going to do. Now, we've seen him hit game winners. We've seen him hit some clutch shots, during the course of the season and throughout his early young career. But this is where it's at, man. This is where it's at. The playoffs. We've never seen players like Lonzo, Ingram, none of these guys in the playoffs. D'Angelo Russell, so we don't know what they're made. Well, actually, we saw D'Angelo in the playoffs. So we don't know what most of these young core players are made of. However, Kuz is going to beat them all. He's getting to the playoffs, and let's see how effective he can be. I predict Kuzma will be just as effective as he's been in the bubble so far, if not more, because he's a very clutch player, and I think he will be crucial, like LeBron said, to our championship run. However, obviously, if we lose a game, we're not going to blame him or LeBron or AD or any particular one player for it. We have to stay level-headed. And, again, that's why I'm here for you guys, man. A lot of people on Twitter will go on and start calling people names when we lose games. And trust me, it's the playoffs. We will lose a game or two here and there. But we got to keep calm, cool, collected, because it is a 7-game series. And at the end, I expect us to prevail every single time. Yeah, the defense has been struggling for real. He said, Professor 2K, you forgot Drew Holiday was guarding Dame. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, they had a good perimeter defender. But I think the Lakers defense is going to step up collectively. Now, there's a reason Frank has been playing THT. I think he's trying to build his confidence up just in case we start getting torched. Then we have a wild card type player you can throw out there in the perimeter, somebody they haven't seen or scouted for in THT that can maybe, stir things up on the perimeter. Because let's be honest, KCP sometimes over gambles and he overplays the defender. He'll go for a steal and then he'll get left in the dust. Danny Green's defense has been questionable at best. And then, off the bench, everybody else is a question mark as well. So THT shows some very good defensive promise. He has a good wingspan on him. So, Frank Vogel's smart, and I think he's trying to build his confidence just in case he has to throw him out there in the playoffs. I would not be shocked to see him crack the rotation because he's been very good defensively, on ball especially. Off ball, he still needs to work on it, sometimes communication, stuff like that, switching. But on ball, he's been really, really solid, with the exception of a couple of slips here and there he's had on the floor. He said, Lillard will get gassed by trying to play hero ball. It doesn't work. Same goes for Harden. I agree with that. You need a great team, and that's why LeBron has AD and Kuz, and that's why we got the role players we got this year. Don't be surprised if Portland doesn't make the playoffs. I won't. Again, nothing's on the table. That's why I don't really want to assess the first round just yet. But just wait, guys. As soon as we get the official matchups, you know where to come. Find me. Come find me, and then we'll definitely break down the playoffs together. I'm excited, man. We get some playoff basketball with the Lakers in it. Bruh, we haven't had this in a long time. So, I'm super hyped, man. This got me grinning and stuff. He said, LOL, I don't want to see LeBron. I'm a Raps fan. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Look, and that's respect right there. That's what that is. So props to you for having respect over hate. And that's the key right there. You can dislike a player because he beats your team, but to hate on a player, you got to respect talent. So I appreciate that. He said, put THT on McCollum. His length will be a problem for him. I'm saying, like, we got some defensive tools out there, and we got to make sure that we do what we got to do to get what we got to get. And that's number 17 on the way back to Figueroa Street. So that's what we got to do, man. We're going to take over one playoff series at a time. And, you know, it's like a puzzle. Every playoff series, the way I see it, it's like a puzzle. And you have to have some smart players, which we do, to figure out that puzzle. Obviously, LeBron, the smartest player in the league today. And then we got AD, a very smart, savvy, skilled big as well. Cool, smart. You know, we got veterans that are smart, guys like Rondo, Danny Green, that I expect to. I see Danny Green has been a no-show for the 75% of the season. But watch him turn it up for the playoffs. Don't be shocked. Remember, you heard it here first. I think these guys have a different gear for the playoffs. And I think, obviously, they're older. They don't want to spend themselves throughout the course of the season, especially when you got the number 1 seed in the West locked. So they save some. The shooting I'm still concerned about, but I'm talking about his defense, hustle, all of that. Danny Green has it. That's why, you know, the Spurs used to love him when he was on that championship team. The Raptors as well. So I got to tell you this, like, all these vets, they're going to earn their paycheck come playoff time, and that is starting now. So now we get to really critique them and see if they're worth the roster spot. You know, I was very chill with them during the regular season, but now we're going to start scrutinizing and everything, every little play, possession, shot, rebound, defensive play, everything gets microscope now because this is the playoffs, and that's the beauty of it. But again, every series is like a puzzle, and we have some of the smartest players to figure that puzzle out game by game. So let's just say Dame torches us game 1. We come back game 2, and we deny him the ball, and we make him work extra hard to get the basketball. You know, that's how you figure out the puzzle. If that doesn't work, you got to go to a different option. You know what I'm saying? So maybe don't play zone against Portland. That's for sure. If we face Portland, can't play zone. But maybe we could play some different defensive schemes to try to make it really uncomfortable and make him work hard. So Danny is a beast in the playoffs. When you need to go ahead, bucket, Danny can give you that, especially in crucial moments. I'm saying, and I've been with this man all through the season, just giving him the benefit of the doubt because I've seen his body of work. And that's one thing I tell you guys. I don't, you know, crucify a player based off of a couple of games, especially when they have a much greater body of work. So at the end of the day, these players, they start earning their stripes in the playoffs. So let's see what we're all about, man. We got playoffs starting Monday. I don't know when the Lakers schedules drop, but I know that the playoffs officially start Monday. So keep it locked right here, guys, for any sort of updates. I got you guys with the breakdown coming soon. If you already haven't, please subscribe and drop the like. Smash the like button. Truly helps the channel. That's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Season finale, Lakers drop it to the Kings. A lot to a little. Let's turn things around, man. Let's get it right. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great day. Peace out. Much love, Laker Nation. Bye.